Well, hello, happy crafters. Today I'm going to be working on a very special journal. This is my own creation. I came across a post here on YouTube, a video on YouTube, where someone was adding a tip-in, an additional page as a tip-in to add more space to their journal, traveler's notebook, right? And I thought, you know what, that would work and would come in so handy on my traveler's notebooks when I want to add more than one photo. I love the size, the compact size of a traveler's notebook, but I've always been the kind that adds more than one photo, because to me the photos obviously tell the story. And although the photos that I use in these traveler's notebooks are smaller than what I would say use in my Project Life albums, my 12x12s, where I can use a 4x6, I'm able to use 4x3s, and they're still the perfect size. And because of all these little flip out pages that I have, you'll see how much room there is. So this particular journal, like I said, it's my own creation. I don't know if you knew, I do have a little Etsy shop, and I do have this journal there, and I call this the World Traveler. And then I add a little, tab showing where what trip am I documented. And in this case, I'm using it to document our vacation trip to Yellowstone this past summer. So it works, the space in this traveler's notebook, if each page is a 4.25, so you do 4.25 times 4. Okay, let's do the math here. I had this number in my head, but whenever I start talking, everything goes out the window, right? It's like I know I'm recording it, so my brain goes, what? What do you want me to do? So, okay, so 4 times 4 is 12, and then another quarter plus, 4 times. So that's another inch. So it comes out to be about 13 inches wide, which in reality you think, well, you were already using a 12x12, right? So you're still using a 12x12, but in a normal 12x12 album, the pages don't fold. So although I have 13 inches wide by 8.5 inches tall, it still is a compact little journal that fits in a regular traveler's notebook, which is 4.25 by 8.5. So if you ask me, I think it's pretty genius. So, like I said, whenever we go on a vacation, we take tons of photos, and I've always been the type that wants to add more than one. I mean, especially when you go on a trip like this where it's beautiful scenery and you just take tons of photos, and you want to keep taking and you want to keep taking. And so I'm a little redundant as well, because not only am I working on this little journal, but I will also print, regular size 4x6 photos and 4x3 photos, and we'll do a Project Life, I don't know, maybe 10 layouts to record this trip. But, in a Project Life album, I feel like it's more about the photos, right? We concentrate on the photos, and we decorate the little inserts, and we do a little bit of journaling. Now with a traveler's notebook, I feel that it is more about the writing and not as much as about the photos. And you will see my little ingenious way here of how I add tons of journaling for each of the pages. And you can see that right now. I'm creating these little pockets behind each photo, and I found this cute little index cards. I think they were by, is it Jelly Bean something. I'll put the links at the end of the video to show you where I got these. But the other thing is, I love replicating them. I create a little template, and you will see it here coming up in the video. I think I've said that before. Whenever I find some awesome little accessory and I don't want to get rid of it, I either not use it and create a template from it, or in this case I am using the little index cards, but these are so easy. You can just kind of use them as a template and cut your own, and then you can also match to whatever paper patterns you're using. So because again, I took the journal away, it was easier to work on each individual background page and then just glue them inside the journal once I was done. Because this is a, what do we call this? Nature trip, we were outdoors all the time. There's always a green background somewhere. There's water, trees, dirt. We're always hiking, so our clothes tend to be in the darker side. So I was trying to find a like a theme paper pack that would kind of go with that, with that nature feel. And I found this little, this piece of paper here that has that faux wood. I only had a couple of sheets, and I was kind of getting bummed out that I was gonna run out. And the other day I found an entire paper pack. So excited by We Are Memory Keepers, I believe it was, of this exact same paper. So now, as I will be working on other layouts, you will see that I'm actually using that same paper pack for every single layout. So the whole album is gonna have the same kind of feel. It's almost like a theme, obviously, because everything is gonna match. So you can see there I created a vertical pocket there. That's another thing that I do a lot. I try to do it, for some reason, it's that I kind of do it subconsciously. I hide my journaling. I think if I slow down a little bit, my handwriting would be nice. But I also tend to write very small in these layouts. I usually write, normal size, but in these layouts, and there, look, you can see how much space this little journal has. So anyways, I try to hide my journaling, and I use either tip-ins or little pockets, and I hide the journaling. So you'll see I do add a little bit where you can see it, but for the most part, I add a lot of hidden journaling. But see how awesome it is, how you can just flip the pages out. And I think I do a little flip out. Once I finish this little journal, I will do a complete flip through so you can see in more detail and very slowly showing you what I did. I have recorded myself whenever I create a page for it, so eventually I will get to all of them, and then you can just search what each of the little process videos for each of the layouts. So it's kind of self-explanatory. I felt that it was a good thing for me to basically explain why I found that this little journal was awesome, that the fact that it holds so much space. It also has a calendar. I don't know if you saw it there. So I designed it to be a planner / journal. And not all the pages are like that, because when you go on a trip, you plan your day and then you do the day. And so then I did it. I think this journal holds 4 or 5 planner pages, because most of the time when we go on a trip, it's about 4 to 5 days, right? And then in between each planner, there is 3 or 4 of these blank pages. So then you'll have your planner page and then space to record whatever you did that day. And then you do another planner day. So the next day that you go on a trip, you plan what you're gonna do, and then you'll have 3 to 4 empty blank pages to record what you did that day, and so on and so on. So this book, this little journal here, it's perfect for a 4 to 5 vacation little trip. I think most of us tend to go If we go a lot longer than that, then you might need 2 books. I don't know. So we were in Yellowstone. I believe there were 6 nights that we were gonna be gone, but one day we were in Utah because we didn't want to drive the entire distance from Southern California all the way to Yellowstone. So we made a stop in Utah, and on our way back we squeezed a couple of hours literally of to visit Arches on our way back. So eventually, I don't know, I'll decide if I'm gonna make another journal just for that, but obviously it was literally just a couple of hours, so I don't know that I'll need a whole journal to document that part of the trip. So maybe I'll just put it all together and leave it in this same journal. So I hope that you saw, since I was rambling there, didn't see the part where I was creating that little red index card that I added right there, right above the photo, the center photo, because I wanted to match, and I wanted to match that orangey, looks reddish, but it's like an orange color. The one that says today is a great day. So now it matches because I have something else on the opposite corner, and it also matches the fact that I have these other little pull-out tabs or index cards where all my journaling went. And of course, I try to I want to add flowers all the time, and sometimes it doesn't work, but it's nature. So I was able to add that very simple little flower there. I made a couple of changes. You see that little tag above the big center photo with a little baker's twine hanging out. I do end up taking that out. I didn't like it. This little thing I'm stamping right now on that bottom right photo, I stamped something, didn't like it. I stamped it on the photo itself, didn't like it. So then I went ahead and stamped on a separate piece of paper, and I'm gonna add it there, but I still think I changed that at the very end and put something else. But there, see? So this is where my journaling goes. Something happened and I couldn't keep that little section of the video where I was just adding a couple of more little embellishments, and you'll see that pretty soon the whole thing changes, and I think you'll be able to see the few changes that I made. See, I took the little sign, I put a little heart and a wooden little veneer that says today. The video is coming to an end, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I will add a link to all the things I use, and get that head out of there, Claudia. My gosh, I'll get better, I promise. But I hope you like it. Please let me know if you have any questions. I will be posting more of these little videos. As I said before, this is one of the journals I have on my little Etsy shop. There's a link to that at the bottom of the page here where the comments go if you want to take a look. But this is how it works. There will be some close-ups at the end, and I will be posting more photos, and there's where the journaling goes, and I thought that was so awesome. So thanks for watching. You know what to do. I hope you subscribe if you like this, and until next time, go get your crafty wiggles out. Bye.